All right, so winter is here, and today we're going to be talking about home maintenance checklist items that you need to take care of here during the winter. So stick around for my best tips on making sure your home stays in tip-top shape this winter. This is the time where we really need to start making sure that we are taking care of a lot of the major components in our house. So I want to give you just a few things that you need to make sure that you use as a checklist to maintain your home properly here this winter. So number one, you're going to want to check the heating system. So especially if you have a gas heating system, you want to make sure that all those lines are clear. You don't want gas seeping into your home. You want to just make sure that your filters are changed, all those kinds of things, so it's running at the top as it can be, because it'll be running more in the winter as it cools off. So you just want to make sure it's as efficient as possible. So maintain your HVAC, your heating system here in this winter. Number two, if you have a chimney fireplace, you want to make sure that you get that inspected and cleaned. This is the time to do it before you start those fires here in the winter. So make sure that you are maintaining your chimney properly. Number three, you want to check your gutters. You know, over the fall, things have gotten in there, and if you haven't looked at them recently, they might be starting to clog up. One time, I found in my gutters a stuffed monkey, and don't even ask me how we figured that out, but we did. So check your gutters, because believe me, it causes a lot of problems if they get clogged and you don't take care of it. Number four, you want to check those smoke detectors. Wintertime is really one of the more dangerous times of year for fire and smoke. And if you have a gas line in your house, you want to make sure that carbon monoxide, you've got detectors on there as well. So just make sure the batteries are changed. If they're over 10 years old, you probably want to just replace them, because I understand they do wear out over time if they're not used. So you want to make sure that those are working properly for you. Number five, you want to make sure you find out where all those gaps are in your house where you're letting the heat out and the cool in. If you're paying money to heat your house this winter, you want to make sure that it's as efficient as possible. So you can find out different ways there to make sure that you can feel it when you walk by. Make sure that you are sealing those gaps, and use weather stripping where you need to, and make sure that you're not paying more for your heating this winter than you need to be. All right, next one, here's a great idea. You want to keep emergency supplies on hand. You know, I just saw that there was a huge power outage up in North Carolina, and they're going to be out for several days. So you want to make sure that you have backup food supply, water supply. A lot of times it may not just be that it's the weather, but there could be things that happen out there. So have a good 72-hour water supply in your home, and make sure that you've got backup supplies in case you were to get stuck or trapped or without power for some period of time. Okay, and so the last tip for winter home maintenance checklist is to cut away and clear all the shrubs and trees that are up against your house. This is a good time to do it, because a lot of times the leaves have fallen off and you have access to them now more than you will in the spring. So go ahead and make sure that there's no shrubbery kind of up against and touching your house and working against it there. So this is a good time to go ahead and do that. All right, so I have a bonus checklist for you if you're thinking about selling in the spring. You know, a lot of folks say, well, I want to get through the holidays, get through all that, and then in the spring we want to go ahead and get our house on the market. So if that is you, here are just a few more things that you want to go ahead and tackle now that you may have the time and don't have to wait right up until the time you're ready to go on the market. So number one, our first tip, best thing you can do is just do a deep clean on your house. That means absolutely everywhere. Clean all the floors, the baseboards, just a full deep clean, all the windows. Number two, your very best return on investment for someone looking to get their home on the market beyond cleaning is paint. Fresh paint throughout the house. If you've got some wild colors, here and there, or maybe it's just been a few years since you painted, go ahead and neutralize some of those paint colors, get the baseboards all cleaned up and painted and fresh. It'll make such a huge difference when you go to put your house on the market. Trust me, that is the best thing you can do right now in the winter. And then lastly, I would say consider replacing fixtures that may be old or outdated. That's another one of the top return on investment items that you can do, is replace maybe light fixtures, some of the doorknobs. If you've got the old kind of brass, you might want to update to something more neutral. So that is a very easy fix, something you can do right now before you put your home on the market this spring. So I hope that's helpful for you. Please make sure you subscribe so you can see all of our real estate tips. And we'd love to help you. If you want any more personalized tips, you can let us know, and we'd be happy to help you personally.